Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're going to talk about Netflix The Witcher. Well, this is going to be a follow-up on my previous video that I did, where I talked about all the new information we have about the series. So I decided to go through the comment section of that video and kinda answer them in this video, because there's a lot of comments which I noticed in my previous videos I did about the series. There's always like 5 to 6 comments that are always there. And I said, like, what's the best way to capitalize on everything we know so far about the series is to go through those comments, kinda answer them and give you my own opinion on what I think about all of that. So let's start with a first one, shall we? First question, Billy Savage asks, when chronologically is the TV series gonna take place? It's going to take place before the video games, during the short stories from the books, basically. Andrzej Sapkowski wrote the short stories, then he went on to writing the whole saga. So before that you have the short stories, basically 2 books which are a collection of those short stories, and then you have basically the entire Witcher saga, which is amazing. I do recommend reading those things if you want to find out more about Geralt of Rivia, even though they are going to take a lot of those short stories and they're going to adapt them in the series. Maybe it's going to spoil it for you, maybe it's not, but who knows? Like, I don't know how much are they willing to follow the narrative from the short stories and implement them. There is a possibility they could go with one short story, but maybe change it. But the first season is probably going to serve as an introduction for Geralt of Rivia and for the world. Kinda makes sense. Again, it is going to have more seasons. The Witcher is not going to only have 1 season, that's it. But you kind of need the first season to make an intro of every single character, of Geralt of Rivia, of basically his work and the path and the universe and the world, so you can actually expand it in the next couple of seasons. So it does make sense to have one big story which is going to go across several seasons, but when it comes to season 1, you kind of use, like, let's say 3 episodes to make an introduction of some of the major characters which are going to be involved, and then you use the rest of the episodes to actually follow up on more things which are going to be expanded in the next couple of seasons. There has been one comment around the episode number. Season 1 of The Witcher is going to have 8 episodes, and a lot of people got angry. Why 8 episodes? Well, it's probably going to be 1 hour per every single episode. And the reason behind it, usually production-wise, is because this is season 1. So yes, Netflix is going to put money into this. Of course, they want to make it good. But at the same time, if you want to create a season which is not going to bore you, like mid-season usually has 2 episodes or 3 episodes which serve as a filler. And for some people it can get a bit boring, but if you have 8 episodes or 10 episodes, it doesn't mean that in the next couple of seasons they're not going to expand it. But for the first season, 8 episodes is really enough, because they can fit a lot of action and a lot of drama, and they can introduce the characters, and it's not going to be boring. It's going to be 8 episodes filled with everything, and less episodes means more money can go into more stuff. Either CGI, or the monsters, or I don't know, production design, depends. But if you lower the amount of episodes for the first season, you can use the extra money to fund something else, which is going to be a part of the season 1, especially the monsters, because I think monsters need to be done well. Really depends how they're going to do them. If it's going to be somewhat of a humanoid character, there is a possibility they can just put makeup on him and still get a really good work from that actor. If it's a monster, of course they have to go with CGI. Really depends how well you use CGI in cinema today, because there's a lot of films, really high budget films, that kind of focus a lot on CGI and it's just too over the top, not good. But if you use CGI in smart ways, you can accomplish a lot of things which are just going to increase the value of the series, and at the end of the day people are going to like it. True fans are going to like it, because we're very passionate when it comes to this, but I'm gonna go into that as in the next part of the video. Hip Hop Homework asks, so is the series gonna be live action or animated? It's actually going to be live action, it's not going to be animated. Of course, live action is going to rely on CGI in some parts. Today, the use of CGI is very normal in films and in live action series, but it's not going to be animated. Now, there's a lot of people really divided on this decision. Like, on one side you can get animated, like for example the CGI trailers for The Witcher 3, they're so well done. Those animated trailers are so well done, and it would be cool to see them as a full episode, like full animated season. But at the same time, in my opinion, if they want to capture the universe of The Witcher and put it on a screen, in my opinion, like, having live action is really good, because trust me, if done well, live action can be really good. And especially they're shooting in Eastern Europe. I know I said Poland is in Eastern Europe. It's not. Geographically, it is considered to be in Central Europe, but at the same time, people say Bosnia is in Eastern Europe. It's not. I live just under Germany and Poland, just a couple of countries down, and I am there, so I'm not in Eastern Europe, so sorry about that one. Philip Stige says, 2020, no! Man, at least we have something anyway, something ends, something begins. There has been a lot of discussion regarding the release date of the first season. They say like 2020 is too far apart, that it's taking so long. Yes, it is taking a bit long, because at the same time, they're doing season 1. That means everything has to be created from nothing. Costumes, they have to scout the locations, they have to do the casting, they have to prep everything for season 1. It's really easy once you have sets which are done. For example, Game of Thrones has a lot of sets which are done. They may do some alterations on it depending on the screenplay, but generally those sets are prepared, so it's really easy for actors. If they have a scene in the throne room, let's say, you can go and just shoot in it because the scene is already prepped. But for the season 1, they have to create everything from the start. They have to scout locations, they have to, as I said, cast people, they have to do all of that, which takes time. And if you want this series to be good, I can wait. I can wait for them to create something which is going to be good, and if they need more time to create this, for me, that's okay. Especially because Netflix releases all episodes at once, so they have to do all the work on the season and then release it. Meanwhile, you have some shows, let's say some series, that when the season starts, you know, premiering, they're still shooting, they're still doing, you know, other episodes. So it's kind of easier for them to release new season earlier, but if you want to create like an entire season, like entire episode number and put it all at the same time, you need more time to do it. And there's some hard work that needs to go into it, going from writing to everything, to CGI, to editing. So trust me, it takes a lot of time, and 2020 is actually a really good date. Because number one, you also have to think about competition. Game of Thrones is going to end in 2019. If you actually owned Netflix, if you were a producer, would it make sense for you to release a series with somewhat of a same genre on the same year Game of Thrones, one of the most watched series ever, is ending? It doesn't make sense. But if they do release in 2020, there is going to be this gap that needs to be filled, and The Witcher is definitely a good candidate for that. Shame it's not on HBO. Netflix TV shows are just so bad. Vardan Mangal says, I want to see Gonter O'Dim in this. Well, people need to understand one thing. The series is going to be adapted from the books, not the games. And Gonter O'Dim is an original character created by CDPR for the video game. It's not in the books. So again, you have one representation of characters, how they look like. I mean, the complexity of the face, the costume design, everything. It's going to be really hard for Netflix to kind of separate those two things, because you kind of got used to Geralt looking as Geralt and also voiced by Doc Cockle. So it is going to be somewhat strange to adapt to a different actor portraying the character in his own way. But at the same time, Netflix is definitely going to merge some portions of the video games. That's why Lauren Schmidt, who is a showrunner, has been spending time with CDPR as well as Andrzej Sapkowski and his team to create something which is going to truly represent the universe as it was written, as it was created by CDPR, as it was created by Andrzej Sapkowski a long time ago. So they are working together to bring this series to be good. So at the same time, it's hard to escape some of the things, some elements that the video game has done, because it really brought this world on a whole different scale. But at the same time, they're going to adapt this in their own way, but still maintaining the spirit of the universe and the books and everything. That's also one more thing I want to talk about. People have been scared out of their minds as soon as this thing was announced that it's going to be sugar-coated, that it's trying to be politically correct. Lauren Schmidt clearly said in her tweet, they're not going to sugarcoat this, they're not going to make it appealing towards younger audiences, it's not going to do that. The series is going to be as grotesque and as mature as it was written. So they're not going to sugarcoat this. The grim universe of The Witcher, they want to capture that in the series as well. Der blaue Reiter, I'm so bad at German, says, I just hope Geralt is not black, Triss and Yen are not black, Jaskier is not black, Ciri is... I wanna talk about this. I wanted to talk about this from the moment Netflix actually announced they're doing the series. They're not going to be black. And no, it doesn't make you racist if you say, like, maybe I wouldn't like Geralt of Rivia to be black. It doesn't make you racist because Geralt of Rivia has already been described as this character in the books. Pale guy, white hair, Witcher eyes. You know, it's the same thing. Like, imagine if they were doing a movie about Michael Jordan and they hire a white guy to play Michael Jordan. Does it make sense? So, trust me, they're not going to be politically correct or incorrect. They're just following the books. If the book says Geralt is looking this way and every single character is looking this way, you know, it's okay. It's okay. They're following the books and they're not going to, as I said before, sugarcoat it or try to make it something which it isn't. One thing Lauren definitely stated, and I hope this is going to be followed up until the end, they want to make it as it is. They're not going to add something of their own, like make someone which is not. They're going to make it as they were described. The universe, the characters, and the story. So this is all I have for today. This was just a short Q&A video because I wanted to follow up on my previous Netflix The Witcher video, because every single video I do about this is doing really well and I couldn't be more happy. I want to thank you for watching my videos, and if you want to be updated with the latest news about Netflix The Witcher, because I'll be doing more of these videos as more information comes out, I just wanted to capitalize on everything we know so far. Then just go and subscribe because I'll be putting out more videos. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button and follow me up on Twitter at LastKnownMeal. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy, everyone, and bye bye.